Hello everybody, my name is Rapskilian and welcome and sit down and enjoy the very first episode of For the Content podcast. Hosted by me, Rapskilian, and also by that beautiful face over there, Colesy Gaming.
Just Colesy will do. I don't really know. I've never decided. Hello,
Yeah.
anyway. Hello, welcome to the podcast. Hi.
That's one thing I like. I just wanted to get off first of all. Like I see when you talk to the people, you looked into the camera. I don't do that.
I try, and sometimes I'm going to look at you, and then sometimes I'm going to think I should be looking in the camera, and I'll just flick back and forth. I'm bad at it.
Because that's it. Like that's okay. We're really getting right into the. First
That's right. We'll just
topic
carry on. This is just how this podcast is going to work.
This is going to be totally just interesting, comprehensive conversations. Okay. Like for me as a Twitch streamer, I'm always looking off to my left because my chat's on the left side, right?
Yeah.
You're a YouTuber. You can see the difference between the two of you, like the difference between me and you, because you're a YouTuber. You are always like talking to the camera.
I'm talking to myself, yeah, so I look in the camera. Yeah.
Well,
it's something that I've picked up that I feel like it's a good thing to do, to look in the camera.
It's absolutely one of the best things a YouTuber can do.
But then obviously, because even when you're streaming, whether you're doing a video or whatever, you're looking at everything. You're like, is everything recording properly? So you look at your second monitor. Is the chat there? So you look over there. Then you're looking at the game. Then you think, I should look at the camera. And you just like darting all over the place.
Oh, okay. So you're not actually doing it because you want to talk to the camera. You're just freaking constantly out.
No, I am. I am talking to the camera, but it's just there's a lot of other things I have to monitor as well. Otherwise, it all goes to nothing.
Absolutely. The thing is, like, what you said there is actually very, very true, because I personally have always been the mindset that if you want to start streaming, I think the best thing you can do before you even think about streaming is to, like, 1 year of YouTube. Just start doing YouTube videos and Let's Plays. Go from the basics, because you learn how to talk to yourself when there's no one there. And when you do your first stream, most likely no one's gonna be there.
Yeah, that's exactly how. I think that's super helpful for me. Like, I make videos. I've been making videos for nearly 10 years now. So it's like I've got so used to it. In the beginning, it's always going to be awkward because you're like, oh, I'm just talking. I don't know what to say, and I'm being silly, and I'm by myself. But then you get used to it. When I do a stream now, whether there's people in the chat, whether there's not people in the chat, to me, it's just like a really long video I'm doing. So I just talk constantly.
So because we're uploading this in your YouTube channel. For those that don't know, because you probably do know Colesy more than you know me.
I doubt it, but okay, yeah.
My name is Rapskilian, and I am from South Africa, living in Switzerland, and I make YouTube content every now and then, very, very rarely, almost. And I do more or less mostly Twitch streaming and live streaming. But I actually started out as a YouTuber doing Call of Duty commentaries, Minecraft videos, which are now being deleted because those were embarrassing.
No, come on.
Yeah, and like and YouTube horror Let's Plays. Oh man, horror Let's Plays.
Oh, they're fun.
I miss doing them, actually.
Yeah, I need to do some of those. I bought a heart rate monitor with the only plan is to I need to record a horror game, and I'm just like, I need to find a game. I also need to build up the courage to not be too scared. I'm just like, I want to do it. It'll be a good video, but I'm also kind of terrified. So, yeah. Well, I've done all of those things. I haven't done Call of Duty. I guess I'm not a big Call of Duty. Well, I've played Minecraft. It's fine.
I grew up in the age of. And this is going to show my age. I'm not as young as Colesy. Colesy's a young spring boy. And I'm an old man.
You're slightly older.
I grew up in the machinima age, you know? When machinima was the biggest thing on YouTube. And like I was watching Hutch, C-Nanners, and Mr. Sark. All these big Call of Duty YouTubers that I used to watch. And I used to emulate them so badly. But the problem is, I don't know if you guys realize this, I'm highly dyslexic. So when I speak, my words are jumbled or my sentences are jumbled and I don't speak coherently sometimes. And it's not good for a commentary channel, you know? That's why live streaming was the perfect thing, because XQC was successful, so I should be successful.
That's true. It's very true.
That guy is very incomprehensible.
Yeah, but it's all part of his entertaining, isn't it? What am I saying? I can't remember the word.
Brand.
Brand. That's what I mean. It's all part of him. It's part of his whole deal.
I mean, I don't know if it's... I just recently found out he's Canadian.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought he was like, this is going to sound so horrible, like some weird foreign country. And I was like, oh wait, he's Canadian? What happened to him?
It's true. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you could imagine that basically the English wasn't his first language, maybe.
No, because like they're bilingual. Like,
they're
French, Canadian.
French as well, but I don't know whereabouts he came from, so I don't know whether he's predominantly French or English. Well, but obviously he's been around English. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily know it having listened to him because he's all over the place. But
I think it's just his energy levels are like really high.
Yeah,
and also I think his mind runs like. That's the problem with me. Also, like my mind goes 5 steps ahead before my mouth can even catch up, and it's like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm supposed to say right now. My brain doesn't know how to formulate the structure. I don't know where I went with this, but basically what I wanted to say is, YouTube is something I find very interesting, but I can't do Let's Plays anymore. I tried to record a few Let's Plays recently. That's what I wanted to talk about originally. I've lost that skill of doing Let's Plays.
Is that just because you don't know how to talk to yourself, or?
Like, I feel like, how can I put it? I feel like there's something missing. Like when you're streaming and you're talking to chat and the chat responds and you respond to chat, you can like vibe off that, right?
Yeah.
But whereas in YouTube, when you're doing a Let's Play, you're kind of vibing off your own energy and the game's energy.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, you're making a lot of the story and everything and whatever's happening. Yeah, go on.
And I feel that that's such a cool talent to have because you can play any game and make it entertaining. Like if you're a good Let's Player, you can play the most boring ass game and make it fun.
Yeah.
Whereas a streamer is like, oh, there's no one talking to me now. There's no one to riff off. And it's like, oh, shit, I don't know what to say anymore. And you forget that you're supposed to be entertaining. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I don't know. I've been through phases with the content I make. I'm not entirely sure that we've introduced the podcast properly, but anyway, we're just talking about content. I mean, it is called For the Content.
For content, there we go.
I mean, so we're discussing our content, but it's not always going to be just us talking content.
We're not that egotistic.
No, definitely not. I was saying, like, I've been through phases of stuff I've made on my channel where I started off and I made a lot of indie games that I would just find on the internet, and I would play an indie game that I just picked at random that sounded cool or I liked the screenshot because most of the time they were free and that was cheap. So I could make a video on it and I didn't have to buy games all the time. So that's what I started as. So a lot of those games, I had no idea what I was getting when I started that video. I was like, this game is called this. I've seen a screenshot and now I have to record 30-minute video. And so you kind of turn it into whatever you can make out of it. Maybe you'll do a funny voice for a character and that'll be your whole thing. You'll start this random
adventure.
Exactly. You make it up in your own head. It's kind of like D&D, I guess. Like it's kind of you're making up half of it in your head and the game is only providing the other half. And I sort of do that with any video I make, I think. Generally, I'm just having fun. That's why we do it.
I mean,
in the end.
Oh, it's not for money. I thought we were all doing this for money.
Well, if we're doing very badly.
Guys, viewers, you don't know this, but Colesy has 5 Lamborghinis. He's so rich off YouTube.
Yeah, that's why I'm in a shed in my sister's garden as an office, because I'm rich.
Wait, sorry, excuse me. That's a shed?
I say shed. It's a brick shed, and I made it look nice. Like, I made a video. So go and check the video.
Colesy has a brick shed. I have
a brick shed, and I painted it, and I made it look all right, and it's doing okay for now. But yeah, that's how wealthy I am. I'm in a tiny shed.
Bro, I'm doing my office is literally in the laundry room, like right off to the left, to the right for you guys. To the left, I'm not quite sure anymore. Is the laundry? Yeah.
That's fine. That works. I started off just like with a little table in my living room.
Well, yeah, that's true. You always start the most humblest ways, right?
Yeah, now I feel like I've got so much stuff. And I don't mean that to sound like big-headed and be like, I have so many things. But like, you slowly, like, you get a better camera, you get a better microphone, you've added some lights, you've got 2 monitors, and you're like, I don't know if I need all this. Does this make me any better at what I do, really? Because I started off with a monitor and like a really cheap PC.
Well, that's the thing with like, if it depends what you want to do, right? If you're doing Let's Plays, I think a single monitor or 2 monitor setup is perfect. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a point at which buying more stuff for your setup doesn't necessarily improve it. Do you know what I mean?
It never improves it. There's only two
I feel
things.
like there's a point. You can improve, like, if you've got a really bad microphone, you can get a better microphone, and that will improve,
Definitely.
audio.
I think there's only 2 things you need really to improve. You can go on with your tangent. I'll go.
No, that was pretty much it. I'm saying,
okay.
at some point, you're buying new things, and it's not going to make as big of an improvement as, like, initially, if you know what I mean. You start off, if you're recording sound on your phone, I remember I started recording videos, and I used an iPhone 4 as a camera, because I didn't have a camera. So it was literally my phone. I just set it up every time I recorded a video, and recorded the face cam off my phone. There's some videos early on in my channel as well, where I think I started and I used a headset microphone. So I just had a headset microphone. It was a cheap headset. It wasn't expensive. So that wasn't great. But then I think the headphones broke.
Oh, no.
So then, I needed the microphone still. So I just put those headphones on my neck. So the mic was still pointing to my mouth. And I put another set of headphones on for the audio. And I just recorded videos with 2 sets of headphones. I mean, it worked, but I feel like I couldn't do that now.
That's a good motto. That's a good motto. It works.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the setup I have is sort of janky in some way, but it works for now.
Right. I mean, there's only one thing I've always, if anyone asks me what do they need when they want to start streaming or YouTube content generally, I think the best thing they can invest in is a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
A good microphone is the most vital piece of equipment that you can get.
They're not even that expensive. They don't have to be that expensive.
Like this microphone here is not even a really expensive microphone. It's only £99. I mean, obviously for Timmy that's getting like £10 a month from his parents, that's quite expensive. But like,
yeah,
if you're
I'm trying to remember what mine are. I don't even know.
I just think,
don't know.
I think if you get a good audio quality, because that's one thing that I've always happened to me if I go into someone's stream, talking as a streamer here, and I hear like a really bad quality microphone, I click off immediately.
Yeah, I see a lot of people have said that, and I've seen that from people that have talked about giving advice for people making content, that a bad microphone is arguably worse than bad video.
Because
which you sort of think is weird, because you're like, I'm watching videos. I want the video to be good, but the sound really matters equally as much, if not more.
Because the majority of people are watching it on headphones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's only just really occurred to me, fairly recently, that I'm editing a video.
Yeah.
And I edit with my headphones on, because that's how I edit.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I'm sort of thinking that people will watch this without headphones.
That's not happening
So,
anymore.
like, balancing the audio is has become more of a thing I'm thinking of. I'm thinking, like, is the music too loud or whatever? Because I'm thinking it's only loud for me because I'm wearing headphones, not thinking that other people are going to listen to it wearing headphones for some reason.
I think if you walk into an office, like someone's gaming room or like office, whatever, and they have like PC speakers, either they're a musician or they're a serial killer.
Yeah, it's a lot
It's
of.
weird.
It's a lot of. Yeah,
like,
see,
why would you do that?
How do you watch a lot of YouTube videos, of a lot of YouTube content? Like, how do you consume that? Do you watch it on your phone with headphones?
On my phone. I don't have any time to be. I used to be able to sit down and watch on my computer, but I just like realized I haven't watched YouTube on my PC for such a long time because my YouTube was still set to light mode, not dark mode. I was like, what the hell is this
How
sin?
could you live with yourself?
I was like, what is this sin?
No, so like for me, I think I'm odd, which is why I think I've only just realized people listen with headphones, is because majority of the time I will watch YouTube videos in the evening and I'll watch them on my TV. Like I'm just watching normal TV. That's how I watch YouTube more than anything. Occasionally during the day in the office, if I'm doing the thumbnail, I'll put a YouTube video on in the background so I've got something to listen to while I'm doing a thumbnail. Yeah. But other than that, it's mostly I watch on my big TV in my living room.
It makes sense because I don't watch TV anymore, like normal TV. Like I don't know, you have like in Switzerland we have something called the Swisscom TV. It's like a TV provider with different channels and stuff like that. But I rarely watch it.
Yeah, see, there's a few things. It's mainly my family and like my girlfriend and stuff that will want to watch something specifically that's on TV. Other than that, it's a lot of Netflix and Disney Plus and YouTube.
My kids used to be also like, they used to watch TV like CBBCs and stuff like that. But nowadays, I realize we just watch 90% Netflix and Disney Plus. And my son has recently adventured himself into the YouTube space. And this is something I wanted to talk about on the podcast. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Who makes Minecraft animation videos that seemingly look like they're for kids, and halfway through, frickin' Hermione, or whatever you call his name, just like decapitates a frickin' Enderman and there's blood all over the frickin' place. I'm saying frickin' when I was saying fuck before, but it's just like I let my son watch YouTube because this is Minecraft videos. I thought that's gonna be okay. I come back in the room, just see him like decapitating an Enderman. There's like blood all over the place. I'm like, ah!
That's the problem, though, isn't it? With YouTube, it's the fact that anyone can create content means that literally anyone could create any content.
Yeah, and you know that these videos are meant to attract kids because of the way that they're set up in the thumbnails and the titles and everything, right? They are specifically designed to be recommended next to the other videos because of, if you watch it on YouTube Kids app, those are filtered out. Obviously, you can't get them on there.
Mm-hmm.
But if they go into the normal YouTube app, they're going to see that shit and they watch it. It's got ads on ads and ads. My son hates ads. He's 5 years old and he hates YouTube ads.
You could always pay for premium. And
also, you could do that, and also you could...
I mean, I'm just talking about the legal ways. The
legal ways, right? Also, but also, you could watch all the ads in this video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, talking about that. Don't... Oh, well, no, if you want to pay for premium, that's fine. We still get paid for premium.
Premium is actually better for you, right?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the analytics, to be honest, in a while.
Can you can live stream on YouTube? Obviously, you can. It's a stupid question. But people can also like subscribe. Not let's subscribe. What's it called?
Oh, like a membership thing.
Membership.
Yeah.
Can you membership Colesy, please? Membership.
I don't know if I have that on. I don't even know.
Colesy will turn it on, and then he will turn this into an OnlyFans page.
It's funny that you say that. Honestly, it is funny that you say that because ever since we decided to do this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I've been like, I've been getting ahead of myself. I said this to you before. I was like, I have so many ideas for stuff, but we need to get into it first. I can't start off with, hello, this is a new podcast. Look at this mental thing I've done, because that's too much. But I feel like over time, I can come to you and I can be like, right, I've done the stupid thing and I've bought this. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
One of the things I thought was I was just going to spring it on you and I was going to be like, I made us an OnlyFans and just for some reason just put like the most boring content on there. Not boring content. Maybe I'd use clips from the podcast.
Our content is top tier.
I didn't mean us as boring. I just meant not what you might think OnlyFans is necessarily normally for. But I'd just make one for the podcast because I just thought that'd be funny.
Well, that's what OnlyFans wants to do, no? They want to move away from the schmexy content. They've
emailed me. Did you know that? They've emailed me.
Oh, what?
Actually, genuinely before. I've had an email from them. I can't remember. I think they were trying to get me to join. And they were like, oh, it's really good for gaming. And I'm going, no, it's not. Come on. We all know. Let's stop it.
They're playing with other joysticks, OnlyFans, not that joystick.
And, it was odd. It was so strange. I thought it was like a fake email, but I don't think it was. I think it was a genuine email.
They're probably reaching out to creators to be going on there. Yeah. The whole controversy happened of them just not reading the room properly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against the idea, really. I mean, I'm not going to post, your classic OnlyFans type of content. No one wants to see that. But I also don't think anyone's going on OnlyFans to watch somebody play a video game. So I don't see what. I
could just imagine Colesy in a skin tight t-shirt, tank top, and a really those triangle underwears, and just subscribe, boys. Stop, Google. No.
Sorry, I'm just looking at YouTube memberships.
Have you realized what shirt you're wearing?
Yeah, I'm wearing a Red Bull shirt.
Look what I'm drinking.
Which flavor's that one?
This is the summer edition from Switzerland, and it's the apricot and strawberry taste.
Oh, that actually sounds quite nice. I used to like
very nice.
They do a blueberry one at some point. I liked that.
Yeah, they have like a bunch of different flavors, and this podcast doesn't have a sponsor.
Not yet.
Not yet, there. But like Red Bull, I mean, come on.
I'll take it. I'll stop drinking this right now. I don't need to drink this anymore. I'll drink a Red Bull. I don't care. I can't drink too many Red Bulls though. It will make me go a bit mad.
When we meet in person, we'll have you on like 6 Red Bulls and see what happens.
The problem is I don't really go mad. I just go just get a migraine. It's not very funny to watch. It's just me going, my eyes hurt. I need to lay down in the dark room. That's why, actually, like the X Gamer. I'm not sponsored by X Gamer because they wouldn't have me because I don't know why.
They chose me, but they didn't choose you.
They did. I mean, if they want to sponsor the podcast, they will take it.
Yeah,
they do like the no caffeine version, so I can drink that. That's why I drink X Gamer. I mean, it does taste nice. I do like it.
But do you get like an energy boost from it, or is it just nice taste?
I think it's more just it's a nice taste without being like too bad for me. I guess it's probably not good for me, but I don't think it's too bad. I think it's not full of sugar and stuff like if I drank like Coke.
It's got low sugars and stuff like that. It's just, as age happens to certain people.
It happens to all people, actually.
It happens to all people. And the body decides that digesting certain elements is not going to work anymore. So like caffeine for me has become this weird, really spiritual experience of finding out what happens to my body in the day after. I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to gross out.
Caffeine really affects you that badly? Like,
it isn't
digestively.
Yeah, it changes the color of things.
I like the way we're skirting around saying anything. We're like, I don't want to be disgusting, so we're just going to
discuss it in the first episode. Wait to the third episode.
Exactly.
But like, it just changes the colors of thing, and I'm like, this isn't supposed to be this way, and I'm concerned. Are you talking about pee? Are we talking pee or poo? What are we talking about? I've got lost. Number 2. Okay. It's weird.
We've already started. The fact that we were like, we'll wait till episode 3. 30 seconds later, we've said it.
Well, it's just weird. It was just a weird experience. And it was like, okay. And I went to my doctor and he's like, oh, it's the caffeine.
At least you went to the doctor. That's the main thing. I'd be too scared. I'd be like, oh, I can't. It's embarrassing and weird.
If you're over 30 years old, you become very good friends with your doctor.
I'm not there yet, so it's all good. I've got.
Wait, how old are you, Colesy, by the way?
You asked me this the other day and I forgot. Hang on.
You forgot your age?
Am I 28? I think I'm 28.
Oh my God, I thought I was the only person that has this issue.
Well, it's just you sort of get older and you don't care. I mean, I don't feel like I act like a 28-year-old. I act like a giant child, but...
Yeah, you always have to act like a child. That's no matter what. I was talking to like this... I picked up my son from school, and this young kid came up to me, and he's like, how old are you? And at that moment, I wasn't prepared for the question. I was like, fuck, how old am I?
Yeah. See, I remember being a kid, and it happening to my parents. I'd be like, oh, Mum, how old are you? And she'd be like, and I'm going, how do you forget? Ooh, because you're like... 8, and you're like, being 8 means a lot, and you're like, I'm going to be 9 soon. It's going to be great.
9 years old, man.
Whereas it's happening to me now, and I'm going, I don't really know. Does it matter how old I am? Yeah. I feel like we're internet old. We're not old as in really old, as in, normal people.
Thank you.
Right? Well, I'm just, we're not middle-aged yet. You're not. I mean, you're thinking about it, but you're not. Well, hopefully you're not, because that means you're going to die at like 60.
That's the thing. My wife and I are like, this is a tangent, but like she and I are like huge age difference. She's like 12 years older than me, than me.
Yeah.
And she always tells me like, you're gonna die first.
You have lovely conversations. You're gonna die first. Thanks, dear.
I was like, why? Because like, first of all, health, fat, and also you just physically aren't like stable.
You're not stable. Just not stable enough.
Like if I wake up in the morning to get ready for work and I'm limping around the house. It takes me an hour for my body to finally decide, okay, you can walk normally now.
Well, I think that is just getting older. But she doesn't have any of that, I'm guessing.
She's fine, man. She's spring chicken, as the term goes.
Well, the problem is, women generally live longer than men. We're just screwed on that one. I mean, to be fair, they have to have the children and like give birth, which I'm quite happy to avoid that because that seems horrible. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, no, that is.
So they get to live a bit longer. I'm okay with, but
yeah, I'm fine. I'm anything that they can gain as a plus point and like an advantage compared to men. Let them have it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
like
not,
the worst thing that can happen to us, we get a slap on the nuts, and we're like, ah.
It hurts, but I don't think it hurts that much.
Oh, we do get another thing. Can women get this? I don't know. I'm gonna sound.
Go on, say it. Go on, say it. I want to hear it. I want to hear if you're an idiot and say something silly.
Like gallbladder stones.
Like a kidney stone.
A kidney stone, yeah, kidney stone.
Yeah, I think everyone can have that.
Because
I've never had that. I am scared of that.
I had that last year.
Oh, I've heard it's agony, and I'm apparently
I was lucky.
You don't drink enough.
No, it's because of caffeine. It was drinking too much coffee, not enough water, and then the combination of the two basically caused my body to be dehydrated and also just crystallize and.
Yeah, so it is dehydration related.
Yeah,
and yeah. Apparently that's very painful. I don't like. I've never had to go into hospital for anything. I've broken a toe, but obviously that's just an X-ray, and then they're like, "Yeah, it's a toe. We're just going to strap it to the next toe." But I've never had to like stay in hospital or have any sort of operation. I've never had my appendix out. You know, I've never had my tonsils out. I've had like a tooth out at the dentist, but that was when I was like a kid, so I've never had a proper tooth out. I am terrified of all of these things. Anything that involves me going to a hospital, I'm scared.
Oh, then I should not tell the stories that I have been to the hospital a few times.
Oh, you can go to the hospital. That doesn't scare me at all. I don't want to get to the hospital.
I'm terrified of dentists.
You're terrified of dentists. I don't like.
Yeah, because like as a kid, you know, I did not give a shit. I was like, teeth, who needs them? And then I didn't take care of my teeth, and I went to the dentist a few times. And the funniest thing is the first dentist we had back in South Africa is an absolute legend. Thinking back now, he's a legend. Thinking back then, he was a dickhead. Like, he would sit down on the table, on a chair, not a table. This isn't a murder scene.
He put you on a table. I don't think this was a dentist you were at.
And, like, he would just talk to himself, but he wouldn't be like, oh, I have to do this. He was just like, you fucking kids didn't brush your teeth again. I could see you didn't brush your teeth. And he would curse us out as children. And our parents were just sitting our parents would be sitting on the chair right next to us and be like, this is perfectly normal.
Well, they're like, well, he didn't brush his teeth, did he? So you fucking tell. He doesn't listen to us. He might listen to you, Mr. Dentist Man.
Yeah, no, he would like curse us out. And then the day that we all got scared of dentists because of him, is my cousin went in. My cousin has a huge phobia of like needles.
Mm-hmm. And
he went in first, and I was waiting with my mother, I think, in the waiting room. And like after 10 minutes, my cousin came running out with an injection, like a needle stuck in his mouth, like full on sprinting out.
He had the needle in his mouth.
Yeah, he had it in his mouth. He's sprinting out, and like the dentist ran after him, and I was like, "Mom, I don't want to go inside there. I don't want to go inside. I don't want to go inside, Mom."
A dentist is one of those things that I don't think anybody likes. Nobody likes the dentist. Some people have more fear of it because it's not comfortable. You know what? You're never going to feel comfortable. Even if you're just having your teeth checked, it's weird. But then let alone if they go, oh, hang on, we found a thing here. And you're like,
I hate that.
God, no.
This is going to cost me so much money. I think if I were to like think back about how much money I give out on the dentist in, let's say, the time that I went to most of the dentists, I think I gave up to 15,000 Swiss francs.
How much is that in pounds? That doesn't mean nothing to me, sorry. You said 15,000, I was like, Jesus, and then you said francs, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I can actually calculate that for you, because like that is probably going to blow your suckies off.
Okay.
So that is 12,000 pounds.
What? What did you have done? Did you have new teeth?
Yeah. These here are fake.
I kind of want fake teeth.
No, you don't want these. Because
I kind of do, though.
Because when... this is a really interesting... When I was like I think I was 6 years old. I was going to school and I was skipping around, and then I fell off a wall, I guess you want to call it. Face planted, and it knocked out like the front part of my teeth.
Ooh.
And this is like a really interesting time in history because back then I was living in Lesotho. It's like, if you don't know what Lesotho is, it's a country within South Africa. It's its own country, right? And without giving out too much personal information, my father used to work in a company that were situated in Lesotho, in the mountainous areas. And during that time, when I broke my teeth, to get to the next dentist, we had to go on a drive, which was about 16 hours drive down the mountain. And before we wanted to go down, a local rebellion broke out. Like, literally, the locals wanted to kill all the people in the village because of disputes. And we couldn't go there, so I was just lying down on the couch. And I'm not fucking lying. This is not a made-up story. I literally had this experience. I was laying on the couch, and the nerve ends of my teeth, like in the teeth, were hanging.
Yeah.
And I was throbbing pain, and I can hear the helicopters going over and explosions and gunshots. And I was like, ah.
You have the most insane life. What the hell? You're just like, oh, yeah. So I thought it was going to be like, oh, the dentist was 16 hours drive away. I was like, oh, my God, that's so far. And then you're like, oh, yeah. And also, all these people wanted to kill all these other people. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's mad.
The one of the medics from the military from South Africa that flew into Lesotho to help us because we were not South African citizens. He had like medicine, like painkillers, and he gave that to me, and I was zoned out.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!
Oh, this is the best." Yeah, I've heard
Thank
people
God
say that when
here.
like when people will break their leg or something, and then like an ambulance will come get them, and the paramedics will give them like morphine, and they're like, "Oh, this is great! Oh, it's so good." And
Have you ever experienced morphine?
No.
Okay.
Never had it. Never needed to.
Not yet.
Don't stop it. It's gonna happen at some point. I'm gonna be terrified. But yes.
Short story short, I had teeth put in, like fake teeth, made by the dentist back in South Africa. He did a shitty job of it. Came to Switzerland, went snowboarding, put a snowboard on the back of my backpack, and took it off, and then I knocked the front tooth out. Like this tooth here, I knocked it off again.
But it's a fake tooth. So
it's a fake tooth. Still.
How are they put in? Are they like screwed in?
They have like bolts and they have like little plastic stuff around it. And it's really weird, right? And then the guy here in Switzerland that did the dentist that did redid the tooth didn't clean out the tooth properly.
Oh my God, you just got awful dentists.
Yeah, and this dentist is fucked up because that dentist told my friend, "Oh, we can pull your tooth without using any anesthetic to save money."
I mean, I guess you can. I don't think we should do that though.
Like my friend's like, "Oh, is that going to be cheaper?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's going to be cheaper." And I was like, "Don't do that."
No.
Why are you doing that?
Well, how much cheaper are we talking? It depends.
Not worth the pain that he went through because I was sitting in the same room when that was happening. And I was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, that's mad.
But
see, I've got like all my wisdom teeth as well. I've not even had those out.
Oh, wisdom teeth are the worst, man.
I mean, my girlfriend's had, I think, 3 of her 4 wisdom teeth out because they were like. See, the thing is, they were causing her pain. Makes sense. If you're in pain, get them out. I'm not in pain. My teeth are fine.
Oh, then it's fine.
I say fine. They're terrible teeth, but you know.
Well, they're there for a reason, isn't it? Though I guess so, because humans get the teeth knocked out much more now. You know, the past, but no, we're not doing that so much.
That's all right. We got like yogurt and soup. I can survive without teeth. It's fine. They were the 2 things I could think of that I could eat without teeth: yogurt and soup. I mean, what else is there? I can drink. I guess that's useful.
You could just like take your steaks and your food and just put it in a blender.
Exactly. You could be like a baby, like a giant baby, just eating everything is just mixed and liquidized.
That is a fetish.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't going that well. I could wear like a nappy, and I wouldn't have to go to the toilet then as well.
You hear it now. OnlyFans. There's your opportunity. Mail Colesy and get him to be in a baby fetish video and get all the videos.
I'm still putting the OnlyFans as the podcast name though, so you'll be your name's on it. So if that goes out there, it's half your fault.
I don't care as long as we can make money off it.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll dress up like a giant baby.
I don't know. Does this happen to you that you think of an idea and you're like, this is going to be such a cool idea, and you tell your spouse, and then like, don't do that. Just don't do that.
I'm trying to think of anything that I've had that's like a super crazy idea that I've actually thought I might do. Because there's ideas I've had that I'm like, that'd be cool, but then it sort of I realised myself, I'm never going to do that. Like I've thought, like, wouldn't it be cool if like you just bought like a really cheap secondhand car for like a few £100 and you just drove somewhere in Europe and you just went, let's see how far we can get before the car breaks down. Now, that's something that I'd like to do in theory.
That's a cool idea, though.
But in reality, I'm like, it's unlikely to happen, though. Well, at least now.
Yeah, not
exactly.
Now,
I'd do it.
I would,
but no, also. I don't think she's ever really. I've never really had any crazy ideas that I think she's tried to stop me. Yes, but I think she knows me too well to know that if I really want to do something, I'm probably gonna do it.
Okay. I've been restricted to my office.
Yeah, well, it's fair enough.
Just like, stop. No more recording this part of the house. No, stop it. You can't do that outside. Stop doing that. Stay in your office. This is your space. Be creative in this little
room. These four walls. Stay there.
There's a few things I wanted to do, like a live stream on the toilet one time. Fully closed.
This is what you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it would be really, really funny to be like, have like a green screen where everything's just the office, and then I walk into the green screen and I pull it down and I'm just sitting on the shitter without my clothes off, like just fully closed, of course. And just doing just doing a just chatting stream on there, and to see how people would react to that.
I think that's fairly tame.
Right?
I mean, the only problem is it's like if somebody needed the toilet and you're like, I'm currently using it to film a video on and I'm sat here. I'd worry about showing your location too much. Like, as in, I wouldn't want to go outside, film the outside of my house. But, I mean, your bathroom, no one's going to be able to identify your house from your bathroom. So
that would
think
be
you're
if someone could identify my location from my shitter, I would welcome that person into my house and give them a drink.
I don't know whether you should do that because they're definitely a crazy person if they've got that deep.
How the hell did you find that out?
No, we're like, well, what I saw a label on a piece of your like toilet, so I knew where it was made, and then I searched for suppliers of that company, and I found that in 2011 they fitted a toilet in this certain location, and that person is a person you want to bring into your house, the person that's done all that.
That person could bring a great insight about other things in my life.
I mean, I feel like that person might kill you and eat you or something weird. So,
well, at least it would be a great story to tell in Valhalla. Like, I got killed by the guy that found me through my shitter. So, like, I was trying to tell also from the story about my teeth. My brother made these.
Really?
Yeah. My brother finally made the final models of my current chompers.
I assume he's a dentist.
Technically, yes and no. He's a technical dentist.
Oh, he's like a technician.
Technician, yeah. It's weird. It's like
okay. Well, when you say my brother made my teeth, I've just felt like he works at a bank during the day, but in the evening he thought, I'll have a go. I'll see if I can make some teeth. No, he's actually
come down
qualified.
Here, Sonny. I'll fix your teeth.
Yeah. Surely that saves you money, no? Come on.
No, it did not save me money.
Why? He's literally your brother.
So I had to pay around about, I think.
I mean, fake teeth are expensive. I do know that.
No, the teeth itself weren't expensive. They were like 800 quid. And then the fitting was 1,600.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. I guess that's the more expensive part.
Yeah, but brush your fucking teeth, kids.
It's a good thing to do.
Jesus Christ,
I'm
and don't
pretty
jump,
bad at it.
And don't face plant face first, okay? Put your hands.
Well, just be careful. Yeah, protect the face.
that's number one rule in life. Protect your
That's why
face.
when you fall over, your hands should go out and stop you. That's why your body does that automatically. Well, yours doesn't, obviously.
No, did not. But the funny thing is, when I fell down the first time and I broke my teeth, my mom told me this multiple times. She found this funny and cute at the same time. But I didn't find it funny. I was scared. Like, I broke my teeth, and my reaction was, this is painful. It was, oh my God, my mom's going to kill me. Help me find my teeth.
If I find them, I can just put them back in and she'll never know.
She's going to murder me, man.
Yeah, well, people have that weird reaction to, like, stuff. They think, I'm going to get in trouble, rather than dealing with the emergency that is happening. They go, I'm going to be in so much trouble. And you're like, who cares? You're going to bleed out because your arms fell off or something.
Well, that's kids, though, isn't it?
No, it's not, though. Right? You've got kids. Have they ever injured themselves so you've had to take them to a hospital, whether they've broken a leg or something, right? But surely, right, you're a sane person. I assume you're sane like me. They've hurt themselves, and they're obviously in a situation where you need to take them to a doctor, a professional, a hospital, A&E, whatever it is, yeah? But you don't second guess it. You don't think, well, hang on. They might think that I, like, pushed my child down the stairs.
Oh, that's constantly going through my head.
But it never crosses your mind to stop you, though. Like my daughter, when she was 2 or 3, fell off the sofa and hit the coffee table, broke a collarbone.
Oh, no.
She just, like, smacked it. And obviously, we don't know that she'd broken it to begin with, but she's obviously in a lot of pain. You know, she cries for an hour, and we think, that's too long to cry just because you banged something. We need to go to the hospital. Went to the hospital, she got checked out, and it got sorted, and it was fine,
Yeah.
But there are some people out there that won't do that because they're like, but they'll think that I, like, abused my child.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, and they'll get annoyed at, like, doctors when they start asking them questions. They'll be like, right, how did this happen? And you have to explain it. Whereas I'm just answering those questions because I'm going, they just want to know how it happened.
Yeah.
But other people are thinking, no, they're trying to catch me out. And I'm like, well, did you do something horrible? Because it sounds like you kind of did.
They're like, am I like in a Moon Knight situation where I don't know, have a split personality and something happened? I did not know about it.
I just don't understand. Like,
it happened.
In those situations, you're like, no, this person needs medical attention, and I haven't done anything wrong, so it's fine. Ask me whatever question you want.
That's the thing, like, as a parent.
Unless you think you're going to get your words twisted and, like, the government's against you. But they're not going to do that. Who cares?
Well, you never know, though, right?
No, you don't. That's like saying, I don't go out in the street in case I accidentally get, like, put in prison for a murder I didn't commit. And it's like, no, that doesn't. I mean, that does happen.
That does happen.
Yeah, but
like just popping down to the shops. Like next thing you know, you're in the prison because they think you.
I don't think anybody's been on their way to the shops and then got put in prison for murder. They're obviously some way involved in something dodgy, and they've got themselves in that situation. But if you haven't done anything,
have you been hankering for a pack of crisps at like 3 a.m. in the morning? You just pop into the shops, and then just randomly the shop owner gets killed. And then you're just standing there, the only person, and somehow accidentally you have the weapon in your hand. You're like,
well, what I think you've done there is you've done a murder, and you've actually flipped and gone crazy, and you have done the murder then. Because you just said, I was with you until you went, you're the only person. Then I'm thinking, well, who's done the murder? Then you said you've got the weapon. Well, I did the murder then. Okay, fine, it was me.
But you wouldn't do a murder because you're a good person.
Well, apparently, according to your story, I did do the murder.
I feel like I'm always paranoid, especially when I go outside publicly with outside with my kids. And as kids do, they get on your nerves.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, you want to tell them off, but you're like, ooh, if I tell them off, maybe other parents think that I'm a violent person, and then you're like, kids are like, then your kids realize you're not going to tell them off, and they're like, yeah, fuck you, I'm going to do more shit now. You're like,
yeah, it makes us sound bad. Like you're saying, you want to tell them off, but you're worried that other people might think that I abuse my child.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
neither of us do that. Just to be clear, that isn't the case.
I would never touch. I never.
But
never
it happens. It's like when you see like a parent in like a shop, and the kid will be throwing a tantrum. They'll be laying on the floor screaming, and I get it. At some point, you just go, "I've had enough. I've flipped. I've got too much to deal with." So they will shout at their child.
Yeah,
and you might look at that person and go, "Jeez, I mean, they're a bit
bad person."
Yeah, exactly. But I would never go up to that person and say, "No, you can't do that," because that person is obviously having a bad day as it is. Right? We don't need to make it worse. And
okay. So I'm the kind of person. and I thank God I have a wife that controls me, because I would have gone up to that person and be like, really?
I don't have the confidence to do that. No.
Stop. Come on.
I mean, obviously,
just
within
give it to
reason.
him.
If they were like punching a child, I'd be like, right, well, we obviously can't have that, can we? But if they like shout at
Oh, sorry,
them or
you just gotta
whatever-
walk up to him and like, you can't have that.
Oh, you can't have that,
He's
mate. You
wearing
can't.
the kid.
She's only 3. You can't punch her in the face. Give her a chance. No, obviously not. But obviously that's a situation that I'm gonna have to. If I'm like the only person there, I'm gonna have to get involved, and it sucks.
That's weird you said that, because like people are weird. Because
Yeah,
if
they
you're the only person next to the person and that person is doing something stupid like that, you will get involved, right?
Well,
Like
I
you
feel
would,
like
you like grab the person and be like, hey, you're hitting.
you
a
have
fucking
to.
child.
But I
Right?
feel like that's a normal response. Is like,
But if it's
you
a-
don't want to, but you're like, yeah, I need to.
You're like, but if it's a huge group of people and one person does something like that, nobody would do anything.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone's just like,
If there's more than one person, like if there's a mugging, I don't know. I guess I'd never seen a mugging, but
oh,
like,
you've never
if
seen
there
a
was
mugging before.
no, you live a crazy life with wars and muggings and
Wait,
teeth
you
and everything.
live in the UK, the land of
I live in a
roadmen and-
nice part of the country. I don't live in a city.
Sorry, excuse me. I went to the UK, and
And I saw 6 muggings. Is that what you're gonna say?
I saw the most hardcore people I've ever seen in my life. We were both sponsored by Fierce PC, you know, and I went to visit the Fierce PC headquarters. Knock on wood.
Carry on.
And
Yep.
there was a car parked out on the side of the road, and I went inside the offices and was there for 2 hours. And when we came out, that car didn't have any wheels left. Someone stole the wheels off the car, and I was like, "What? What?"
Yeah, no, well, I've known that to happen. I've never seen it personally, but
And
I
I
mean,
asked the guys, and they're like, "Oh, that happens quite often." I'm like,
where the hell is the office? I thought it was in like an all right place. It sounds like it's in a right dodgy area.
It looks like it looks like, you know, something so pristine, like nice British houses and nice countryside.
Because it's not in a city, is it? It's
No.
close, but it's not.
I went to not Edinburgh, but Manchester. Manchester was a big mistake.
Manchester was a big mistake.
I was
Yeah.
well scared when I went there.
I don't think I've been to Manchester. I don't think I have.
Don't go there. I mean, I was just like, I just went to like the worst possible thing. I went to like a really cheap Airbnb for like £20.
Yeah, that's probably going to be in a bad area.
Oh, the toilet was so small. Like I literally, when I sat down on the toilet, I couldn't close the door. My legs were sticking out the door of the bathroom,
That's funny.
and I was like, I'm not getting in the I'm not getting the shower, and I'm not getting onto the bed.
I mean, there's bad places everywhere.
Oh
Like-
yes.
But I mean, well, like I said, I live in a countryside bit of the UK, so I'm
Right.
quite away from cities and again, because I'm a big anxious person, I'm too scared to go to anywhere like that.
I get that. I do get that. Cities
because-
are.
I've obviously heard stories about like people being mugged and all that stuff. Like I had a neighbor once when I was younger. He was probably about, I don't know, 40, 50 something. I don't know. He was just like a middle-aged guy.
Yeah.
And my mum told me like he went to London for some work or something. He went down on I don't know whether he went on a train. He went on the London Underground to obviously get somewhere. And then he got mugged. Like he came out of the train, got mugged on the platform, like on the floor. Somebody was pinning him on the floor, took his phone. Everyone's just walking past him, just ignoring it.
No
And
one
I'm
gives
like,
a shit.
I'm like, that's fucking terrifying. What are you talking about? So no one's even going to help me if I get mugged? I don't want to go there. It's
like,
terrifying.
Now I have more anxious. Now I'm more anxious. Mom.
Yes.
Thanks.
It makes me so much worse. But I mean, I was a kid. I didn't understand what anxiety was, so I was fine.
It's just like, oh, by the way, we're gonna go to London. Like, no.
I've been to London as a kid.
All right.
I've never been as an adult, other than like we've had to get a plane from a certain airport, so we've driven down. But even that's terrifying because I'm like, oh my god, airports are busy and there's a billion people and I'm anxious, so I make up things in my head. You know, where you're like,
the worst.
what if there's a bomb? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm making my own self worse.
I've done that also where when I went on planes, I was like, I should have mentioned the word bomb, and then in my head just like, everything in my mind is like, say the word bomb now. Say it. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's one of those things. Oh, what is it they call it? There's a phrase for it where it's like staring into the void or something.
I don't know what it is, but I call it self-destructive behavior.
Have you ever had it where you're driving, right? And
Don't
you think,
crash.
right. Me and my mum have both discussed this with each other and decided that we both do this. So either me and my mum are crazy or it's more normal than I think. But have you ever had it where you're driving and just there'll be a little thought in your head that goes, be pretty easy though, wouldn't it? I could just steer into oncoming traffic. Like, all it takes is like that, and I've steered into oncoming traffic. Like, I'm not going to do it, but I am aware how easy it would be. People have it apparently as like when they're standing on top of like cliffs and stuff. They think,
oh yeah, just jump.
It'd be so easy just to jump. All I do is step over there and it's gone.
Yeah,
that's it.
I've had that with like.
It's crazy.
I just recently got my motorbike license, and I've had that with a motorbike. Like, I would going fast, and then I was like, when I go into the corner, my head's like, "You're gonna crash into the wall. It's so easy to crash into the wall. You're gonna crash into the wall." I'm like, don't.
It's so easy.
That.
Yeah.
Like, don't
exactly.
think that. Don't do that. Why are you doing that?
I think it's a good thing that you think like that, though. I know it sounds weird, but I think because you know and you're thinking it, and you know that how ridiculous of a thing it is, and how you're not actually going to do that. But I think because you're thinking it, you're aware, so you're not going to do it. If that makes sense.
It's a self-defense mechanism.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to stay inside your head. And I think if you start talking to other people about it, other people are like, oh, this person is going to try to kill me.
I think it happens to more people, and they just don't want to admit that they have these weird thoughts.
People are so protective of what they actually think. It's weird. Like, some people would never be able to do what we do right now because, like, oh, it's so shameful to be talking about these things on the internet. Everyone's going to hear. Like, but the thing is, in the beginning I said that you're kind of rich and you're egotistical and I'm egotistical, whatever, We are egotistical. Because we make YouTube content. We make streams that center around one thing only. About ourselves.
Yeah,
and it does not matter if you say, but it's for the content. It's for the entertainment
Don't ruin
of other
the name
people.
of the show already. I mean, it is for the content.
It's for the content, but the content consists about Colesy, about Rapskilian.
But it's because we like doing it.
Yeah. But if we liked it also just doing the entertaining thing, we could find someone else that's entertaining and then promote that person, build it up by editing and so forth. But no, we do it by ourselves. Because we love ourselves. We like ourselves.
I mean, you should love yourself, though.
I absolutely love myself way too much.
That's not... Jesus, we've already talked about poop. Let's not go any further. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But then to some aspects, it's different, like, when you have a family, right? Which we both have kids and stuff. And at that point in your life, they take over as your main priority. But obviously, your well-being, your mental health, your life is all you have at the end of the day. So that should be one of your main priorities. If you're doing a job, in my opinion, if you're doing a job that you hate and it makes you depressed and it makes you sad and you go home and cry at night because you hate your job, you shouldn't do it. I know that's easier said than done, and I'm not in a situation to do that.
I know.
Everyone needs money, and it sucks. And sometimes I wish that we could all go and live in a shed in the freaking woods and just survive and not have to pay money for anything. We grow our own carrots and have carrot soup every day.
So,
but you have to take control of your life at some point, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what
I feel like that's why I do what I do, sort of.
I get what you're saying. But let's be honest. If we were to be both put in a forest, in a shed, just a basic bare minimum to survive, I think we both go crazy within like a week because we do need the internet. I do need video games. I do need to do things with my hands.
Have you ever though? I know,
that
like
doesn't sound weird.
We're very online people doing what we do, and social media is like a big thing now. And for like our parents or whatever, it wasn't a thing, and it just didn't exist. So it's very strange for us as a generation. But do you ever like think how nice it would be to just maybe go away for a week and genuinely like live in the woods, like not quite as bad as like, oh, I've got to go hunt for my dinner, but maybe just you know, not have the phone, not have the camera, just be in the woods, because I would love to do that.
I did do that for 2-3 weeks.
Well, actually, like away from where you normally live.
Because
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically, I went into a thing with a certain type of person.
I thought you were going to say I went into hiding. Basically, I went into hiding.
No, like it was for like a training purposeful thing, and we like had to do the whole survival thing. And I learned one thing: hay fever is a bitch.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's number one thing. If I ever get in a situation where I have to live in the forest and have to hunt for something, I'm not getting anything because you're gonna hear me sneezing and slobbering over.
They're gonna find you.
It's just like, be quiet. We need to kill the rabbit. I'm like.
I mean, I don't think I could hunt really.
And also, like, sleeping in like the woods without a sleeping bag or something like that with a fire. It sounds romantic, but you know, when it sticks up your ass 5 hours at night, you know, it's not fun.
Okay, well, I'm going a bit more.
A bit more civilized.
Yeah, a little bit. I'd like kind of like a tree house, like a nice tree house.
With a nice cushion. And
I want basically like a cabin, like a normal, you know, it's got a bed in it, it's got a sofa, it's got a fireplace. I want like a cabin in the woods, but it doesn't have to have a TV.
You know, I want to live in the forest, but, you know.
I'm just saying I'd like to do this for like a week. This would be nice. It'd be a nice, refresher.
I would recommend it, but you would appreciate everything that you have.
Well, I think that's a good thing. When you come back, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to make videos. And oh, it's so easy to be able to check the news. Not that that's always a good thing anyway.
That's a bad thing.
No, I mean,
I've stopped actually doing that, looking at the news for a long period of time.
Oh, dude, since COVID, I've stopped.
I stopped also. I think the worst place I've ever slept in is at a train station. And
oh my God, this is going to be a depressing story about there's a war and I couldn't get the train. Man had jumped on the tracks and the train was
basically
cancelled.
missed my last train, and then I was like, okay, fuck it, I have to sleep anyway. And I found a bench that was nice and warm, and I was sleeping on it. And
why was the bench warm?
Because it was like a central heating pipe or
there was
exhaust or something. Like exhaust coming out of it.
I thought you'd found like some sort of weird bench that like.
No, you always find the benches next to buildings' exhausts.
That makes sense.
It's really sense. I was kind of homeless for that's for episode number 2.
Oh my God. This is like therapy now.
Like I was sleeping on this bench, and the train stations in Switzerland, they have those little cars that drive around to clean up stuff. I don't know how they do in the UK.
They just don't clean them. They're disgusting places. What are you talking about?
And this guy in this little car was driving circles around me for like 5 minutes, honking his horn. Instead of getting out to wake me up, he just like...
Yeah, but you might have been a crackhead, so...
Well, I did look like a crackhead back then.
Well, I wouldn't have wanted to approach someone that I think might attack me.
I just like got up and looked at him, and he's like...
What are you doing? And you're like,
he looked at him and he's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I got on the train, like first train, and I got back home, and it was all safe and sound. But
I'm trying to think if I've ever slept anywhere weird.
Have you ever slept outside of your house? Not in a house, but like in a public space? Willingly or unwillingly?
I don't think I have.
Oh, Colesy, what are you doing, Colesy?
I don't know. I sound like I've lived such a privileged life, and I don't like it. You called me rich at the beginning, and now turns out I've had such a lovely life. I've never had to go to a hospital, and I'm weird. And I've never seen a mugging.
I think the first time we ever meet up, I'm going to have you sleep on the train station.
I'm going to force you to sleep outside and get mugged. Cool.
Like I'll set up a mugging. It'll be all simulated.
Set up a mugging?
You'll get your things back in the next few days, but you experience things in life.
I mean,
I'll get you stabbed so you can go to hospital and get morphine.
Yeah, I could have morphine after I get my stabbing. Do I get a Lamborghini at the end? Because I don't have that either.
Yeah, that'll be the content.
Maybe that might be worth it. Just a bit of a stabbing and a mugging and sleeping outside in a Lamborghini.
I mean, it'll be a Mr. Beast video, I guess.
Yeah, it is sounding a lot more like a Mr. Beast video. I've been at like a beach rave thing once.
Right.
I didn't sleep there. I ended up
just... You don't sleep
at
at a rave.
Well, no, but it was
Yeah.
weird. I said, yeah, no, yeah.
All
It
the
was
time.
weird. And then I think I just walked back to my friend's house on my own because I was like, I'm kind of bored of this. This isn't really for me. I had to look after somebody who had maybe taken some sort of drug.
Oh, I hate that so much. I hate when you go to a party.
He passed out and vomited on himself, and I was sort of there, like, watching him unconscious, sort of not knowing. I was like, yeah, it wasn't like he was going to die. Like, I think I was basically there to make sure he wasn't going to choke on his vomit. And then eventually he sort of just woke up and was like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah.
Just a typical Friday night, I guess.
It was just normal. It was weird. It was a weird thing. I didn't really want to go. I think it was just my friend wanted to go to it, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll come.
Yeah, I'm not the person that loves to go to parties, but, you know, I understand what you mean when you say, like, you hate to be the person to take care of somebody else.
I just didn't know the guy. It was weird. Just a stranger.
Just
I'm
next to him.
I guess I'm protecting you. I don't know you. I don't even know your name. Okay.
It's like we just bonded, we've become best friends, and now you're my brother. And
no,
now
I think he just came around and then left. So I don't think he even was like, "Oh, thanks." Just like, "No, okay, see you."
That's a non-verbal thank you. Anyway, we've reached the 1 hour mark on the conversation. As podcasts go, we should always keep it within 1 hour because we all know that no one has more than an hour for content. This has been a very interesting first video podcast.
It is a video. It's a video podcast.
Video podcast. An audio podcast.
Exactly.
Something we discussed previously before recording the podcast that we should, some way in the middle of the podcast, kind of point out that this is also an audio format, which we totally didn't do.
It's okay. I'll put it on screen when I edit. We didn't talk about how it's also a video podcast for the audio listeners.
Oh yeah, this is also a video format. So.
I could do an intro, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, for context, this is all video and an audio podcast.
It is. We're going to get better at this, I promise.
Now we're a thing, Colesy.
Now we're a thing.
Colesy, look at me in the eyes. We're a thing now.
I am, and it's scary. Oh, it's been a good podcast. I've enjoyed it. It's weirdly therapeutic, and that's in a weird
good.
way sort of
It's
what
weirdly,
I wanted.
Weirdly. Yeah. Love face with a bit of pie. That's my outro.
Oh, what's mine? Bye! That's what I do. I just scream bye.